Alrighty, welcome to another Modern Horizons 3 draft. I have been enjoying this format quite a bit. Look, it's got some flaws. The Eldrazi deck is a bit too good, but there's some cool stuff you can do, and we're going to get to start with a Crabomination. This is one of my favorite cards from the set. I love it in Cube. If you missed it, I had a Cube video recently where this card did really well. And obviously it's great in draft. 6 mana, 5/5, gets a random card out of their hand. And you get to play one of a card from their hand, a card from their top of their deck, card from their graveyard. So you get a nice little 3-for-1 plus a huge mana advantage. I am passing Territory Color and Scurry of Gremlins, but I'm okay with that. Crabomination that is. Follow that up with probably Refurbished Familiar. First of all, Crabomination can emerge from the Familiar, so you can set up a really early Crabomination. But also, black is an artifact color, and I think the deck is kind of, I wouldn't say weak, but inconsistent. It's, you know, the red-black artifact deck, but I think that after the Crabomination start, taking Refurbished Familiar is fine. It's that or like a red-black-white land. Savine's Reclamation is a pretty good card. You get a 3 mana or less permanent back from your graveyard, and if you flash this back, you get 2. Maybe I just take that, and I could just end up grindy black-white. You know, Savine's Reclamation is pretty sweet. Let's actually do that. Oh, look, and now there's Decree of Justice, another Refurbished Familiar, a Felder Profane, and a Snapping Voidcraw. I think I'm probably supposed to just take Felder Profane. I mean, I think Refurbished Familiar is good, but Felder Profane is great. And just having a removal spell split card. Oh, look, and now there's a Cursed Marauder. This is a pretty good card with Savine's Reclamation. You just trade off, get this back, flash this back, get 2 of the back, kill all their stuff. There's also Vexing Bauble, Fetid Gargantua. Malevolent Rumble is still a great card, but I'll take a Cursed Marauder here and maybe have the start to like a nice multicolor black deck. We'll see. Savine's Reclamation is pretty splashable. We'll see if we can end up, like, if one of the cards that's great with Savine's Reclamation is Serum Visionary, the 2/2 that draws a card and casts Serum Visions. And so if I can pick up some of those, I definitely will. Let's see if that's on the docket. All right, another Refurbished Familiar. So maybe it would have been better just to go Crab, Refurbished Familiar, Refurbished Familiar, Refurbished Familiar. But there's also a Galvanic Discharge. And this is a pretty nice, efficient card. Yeah, I'll just take that. A 5th pick Galvanic Discharge is pretty great. And I'm kind of in for this crab control deck. I want to try drafting something different. Plus, one of my biggest complaints with the artifact deck is your opponents just get to put a bunch of shatters in their deck kind of for free. Granted, that's more of an issue with best 2 out of 3, so that doesn't apply quite as much. We're on Arena. But I still don't like the fact that, you know, Wastscape Battlemage just randomly owns you. It's such a beating. Speaking of which, here's a meltdown. But there's Sneaky Snacker. I'm not really in the market for that. There's a Teamer Land. There's Twisted Riddle Keeper, 6th pick. Wow, this card is really good. I could still take it. There's also Tune the Narrative and Unfathomable Truths. There's also Solstice Zealot, which is pretty nice with Savine's Reclamation. I don't think the Teamer Land is all that intriguing. I mean, I do like Unfathomable Truths. Let's just take Solstice Zealot. I think that's going to fit our deck better. And now I can take Boggart Trawler. 3 mana, 3/1, or a land. I don't think Ether Spike's that good. Drownyard Lurker is fine, but we're not doing that. Another Trawler, another Refurbished Familiar. I'll just take that now, I think. I think the card is still pretty good. And we get a Seething Landscape back, which I think I am interested in. There's also Molten Gatekeeper, but I don't really think that's the direction I'm going. Kami of Jealous Thirst is pretty nice. But I think I should just take the land here. And, oh, Refurbished Familiar came back. All right, I'll just keep taking those. I got a Kami for free here anyway. And do I want Fetid Gargantua as a 5 mana 4/4 that adapts? Or do I just want a Vexing Bauble for my 2 Refurbished Familiars? I think I just want the cheap artifact here. Cycling Artifact. And I'll take Inventor's Axe because Corrupted Shapeshifter is basically not a card. Okay. Well, ended up, you know, I'm not sure about the Galvanic Discharge pick. The Solstice Zealot Savine's Reclamation part does seem like it could be pretty good. All right. I kind of like where I'm at. I could have had more Refurbished Familiars. There's a meltdown, but I don't think I need to take another one. And here, Ugin's Binding. We're not doing that, though it is a very good card. I think I might just take the Pteramander and go more into artifacts. It seems like artifacts is very open. I could have had one more refurbished familiar, but I wheeled two of them, or I guess I wheeled one and got one late. And Drossclaw maybe comes back. All right, I'll take the Pteramander. I think that's better than taking Indebted Spirit. This is a pretty good card, but I think I want to go down the artifact route a little bit here. Oh, Chthonian Nightmare. I love this card. Ooh, and I've got some good energy. Yes, we're slamming Chthonian Nightmare, and I hope to get Pteramander or Slith back or Obstinate Gargoyle. Any of those would be great, but I'm going to take the Nightmare, and now we've got a direction. It makes me very happy I have the Sevinne's Reclamation. These cards play very nicely together. And Emperor of Bones. Look, if black's the worst color, which it is, it means a lot of people might not draft it, and we can kind of clean up sometimes. 2 mana 2/2 exiles a card in a graveyard at the beginning of combat, and you can adapt it, and whenever this gets counters, you get to Corpse Dance. You get to put the creature, one of the creatures exiled with this, onto the battlefield with haste. It gets sacked and then exiled. Yeah, I'm going to slam Emperor of Bones. And then, I mean, Imskar Iron Eater seems like the pick too. Affinity for artifacts. All right. Yeah, there's also a Ghostfire Slice. But how many artifacts do I have? I have 4. I'll be able to get more. I think this card looks like a pretty big payoff. And then Wormcoil Larva is not only an artifact, it makes 2 artifacts. It's good with Nightmare. Yeah, very good. All these Eviscerators, Insights, and Drossclaws, I would love to get one of those back, but I mean, that's probably a little too late, but I would love to get that kind of card, which I hope I can pick up. I'm actually really happy with how this is going. I think that the White Splash is going to be good, and oh, this is tough, because Arcbound Condor is good, but so is Pyretic Rebirth. I think I'll just take the Rebirth. Getting back a creature and nugging them, when I have Wormcoil, Crabomination, Iron Eater, these are all great cards to get back. There was also a Gargoyle and a Condor in that pack, so feels like we've got a lot of good stuff going on. I even like the Solstice Zealot because it's so good with Nightmare. It generates a lot of energy, and this thing taps down creatures pretty nicely. I've got one blue-red black land, so 1 red-black land effectively so far, but I have all black cards with 3 red cards and 2 white cards. That's a totally fine place to be too. Ooh, and then now we get the Arcbound Condor, which I think is better than Revitalizing Repast or the Sarpedian Simulacrum for sure. Another Kami, though. So when I took this Kami, and I'm glad I passed the first one up, but when I took this one, I wasn't sure where I was going. And I thought there's a chance that I ended up in the Grixis with various card draw spells deck where Kami is pretty good. I might still play it, but my guess is I do not. I think I would rather just take artifacts. Oh, wow. Another Pyretic Rebirth. There's also Essence Reliquary. So it bounces one of your creatures. So what good ETBs do I have? It's pretty good with Refurbished Familiar. Good with Chthonian Nightmare just to generate energy if you need. Great with Crabomination. Yeah, all right. I'm in for Essence Reliquary. I think this card can do some cool stuff. Okay, now I think I want Drossclaw over the second Trawler. I'm just in for cheap artifacts. Okay, Obstinate Gargoyle came back, so did Pteramander. And a Mardu land? But I kind of just want Pteramander here. It feels like this card is really good for this deck. And then Retrofitter Transmogrant's got to be better than another Trawler. Or Lethal Throwdown. And a Drossclaw, okay. And Eviscerator's Insight. I guess I did wheel it after all. All right, going into pack 3, I like where I'm at. Oh, and Psychic Frog. This card is sick. And I have a Seething Landscape. There's also Cranial Ram, though maybe I just take Cranial Ram. I don't need another color. I already don't have enough fixing for my 3 colors, and Cranial Ram in the double Pteramander deck sounds incredible. All right, Cranial Ram it is. Genku Future Shaper's a sick card, but I'm just going to take Refurbished Familiar. This is where we're at right now. Nothing that I care about to wheel, maybe Molten Gatekeeper or something. Okay, the Zealot I probably won't end up playing. Right now, this is 25 cards, but I've got a couple mana things. Spymaster's Vault, I think, is pretty good. It's a pretty nice free roll. Gravedig is okay, but I don't think it's as necessary with Pyretic Rebirth, Sevinne's Reclamation, and Chthonian Nightmare. So let's just take the Vault. I'm also pretty heavy on playables, and I know what these decks kind of look like. I'm going to be cutting most of the non-artifact cards, I suspect. Okay, so this is a blue-black green land, and this is a blue-black white land, or blue-green white land. Neither of those really help me. A Curse Marauder, I think, is pretty great in a deck with like retrofitted Transmogrant and other like cheap creatures, Boggart Trawler and stuff, and plus it can just sack itself. Yeah, I think I want that more. I don't want any of the lands. Mandibular Kite is good, but I'm going to try to not play tons of early white cards. I'll splash white for like maybe these two cards that are good in the late game. What am I wanting to cut here? I mean, Boggart Trawler and Fell the Profane kind of don't count. So this is 23 cards, 17 lands. But obviously, if I can pick up some more artifacts, I'll be pretty happy. Or a Consuming Corruption. Deals X damage to a creature or planeswalker. You gain X life, X number of swamps you control. I'm going to play a fair amount of swamps in this deck. I like Muster the Departed in some decks, but I don't think I'm doing that here. And another blue-green land. All blue-green lands. It's kind of a shame. I don't think I'm going to play any of these cards. Do I want to play a tapped blue-red land? It's basically a tapped mountain that you can cast as a draw to. Because this land really does not help me. All right, I guess I'll take the Rush anyway. Oh, here we go, a red-white land. There's also Ral in the Implicit Maze, but I should just take the red-white land. I'm already cutting good cards. And Mardu land, yeah, we're slamming that. I do like Decree and Drawsclaw, and I like all these cards, but I'm already cutting cards of similar power levels, and a Mardu land is just perfect. So that was all 8. I guess looking at this, I mean, if you, let's just cut the, I'm going to cut the creature lands. Oh, another Sheltering Landscape. Perfect. Okay. Mana ended up being okay at the end. I'll take Molten Gatekeeper, and maybe I'll play this card. I'm just trying to cut the double-faced lands so I have a better sense. So this is 30. This is only 2 cards over. Okay, I bet I can figure that out. I'll take a Sarpedian Simulacrum, though I'm not going to play that. I was hoping to pick up one more Cranial Ram this pack, but we did not get there. Another Molten Gatekeeper is kind of interesting. I mean, it's an artifact, and it pings whenever you play a creature. All right. Or a creature comes into play, even. So, looking at this deck, we're 3 cards over, and I'll just replace lands. I think I still play the Rush. A tapped mountain. Maybe a tapped mountain for a double red card that's not that strong is not what I want. I do have some energy, I suppose. I mean, I think a Cursed Marauder, like a Cursed Marauder Essence Reliquary is really sick. You have no creatures in play. You cast this, and in response to the trigger, you just bounce it. Because you can only use on your turn, but it's not sorcery. And then you bounce it, and then they sack their thing, and you just keep doing that. You just lock them out. I think I'm going to take the Gatekeepers out, because I think I'm kind of a control deck. I'll keep all the cheap black artifacts, I guess. I think even the Vexing Ball was probably fine. With triple Refurbished Familiar and Imskir Iron Eater. Cranial Ram, all that. Eviscerator's Insight also seems nice. Again, you can play Marauder in response to trigger. You sack it to the Eviscerator's Insight. That's your only creature. You could even have a token creature in play, and it wouldn't even matter. And yeah, this deck looks really sweet. I got to cut one more card. I think Savine's Reclamation is probably good with the double Marauder, double Terramander. Getting Emperor of Bones back is also nice. It's kind of annoying that it can't hit the Refurbished Familiar. Retrofitted Transmogrant also seems pretty good. It's pretty good with these Marauders. Marauder's just a good card, you know. I'll fix my mana eventually. I'm going to put in those 2 lands. Let's see. We'll take out a mountain and a plains because I have all these red-white lands. So right now this is 7 black, 8 black, 9 black, 11 black. That's actually about right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources for those 2 white cards. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red sources for those 4 red cards. Yeah, I actually don't mind that. Also, Savine's Reclamation, Essence Reliquary. I can't say enough good stuff about this card. I can play Boggart Trawler, or more likely, Fell the Profane as a land early, and then just bounce it later and cast it as the spell. It also sounds really good. So, given that I have to cut one, maybe it is Savine's Reclamation. It's kind of a shame, because I do think that card is strong, but besides a Cursed Marauder, I don't have enough really good targets. I'm not getting back Drawsclaw. I mean, getting back Emperor of Bones is good, but I think I have enough ways to combo with the Marauder here, and I think I'll go down to 1 planes, end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources. I think 4 white sources for Essence Reliquary is fine. And 7 red sources for those 3. Actually, I'd rather have 6 and 2. I really do want to cast that card. All right, let's get in there. I think this deck is pretty sweet. It looks really fun to play. All right, time to battle. Opponent's called I'm the Jite. All right, I guess we'll see about that, shall we? They go first. Yeah, I mean, this hand has Bauble into Drossclaw, into Refurbished Familiar, and Eviscerator's Insight too. Let's see if we can get there. I don't want to sack an artifact to the Insight, but I'll probably sack this Germ token so that I can play Imsker, Iron Eater, maybe turn 4? No, I need to draw 1 more cheap artifact. So if I draw another Refurbished Familiar and a Mountain in the first couple turns, and another land, okay, so I'm probably not turn 4ing this, but I think it has a pretty good shot of getting there on turn 5. Okay, well, I'm definitely keeping. Let's see what I'm battling against. An Eldrazi deck, perhaps? No, a swamp. Oh, a Terramander? Let's just play that, get some damage in. Nice. Wow, that was actually really good, because now I can go turn 2 Drossclaw, turn 3 Bauble Familiar. Oh man, a Psychic Frog? All right, well, I guess I'll play Drossclaw and just chump the frog with the token. And send with the Terramander. Alternatively, I could wait a turn and block the frog with... Yeah, I think I'll block and then sack the token to Eviscerator's Insight. I just don't think blocking this turn... I'm going to have the same problem next turn. Wow, their start is good. I'm probably not going to be able to compete with the turn 2 Psychic Frog, I'll be honest. That card is really messed up. Oh good, 2 on the top. You'll love to see it. Okay, Arcbound Condor is also a good card. All right, let's play Vexing Bauble. And send with the Terramander. I don't think makes sense to do anything else because it can only block flyers. And they can't give the frog flying unless they want to discard a bunch of cards first, which I don't think they do. All right, block Psychic Frog. Cast Eviscerator's Insight, sack the Germ. They have a counterspell here? Oh. That didn't seem like a very good use of that card. I don't know, presumably I'm going to play more things here. Okay, well, let's start with a Refurbished Familiar. It's kind of rough that I'm missing a land drop here. Though I guess it would have, sinking in the Stupor, the Refurbished Familiar wouldn't have worked that well, so that's fair. So this currently is going to cost 4. I could Eviscerator's Insight. I have to sack an artifact that takes me further away from playing my idiot. All right, let's just send for 1. And I'm going to block the frog and sack it to Insight after they pump, probably. I mean, still not really beating frog, but I suppose I can try. What do they have, like a Petrifying Meddler or something? Oh, Lethal Throwdown sacking? Okay, that's a little weird given they know I have this. Do they have like another counter? Are they never going to let this Eviscerator's Insight resolve? All right, there's another Terramander. Okay, if I draw a red source here, I can almost play the Iron Eater, so not this turn, but maybe next turn. And they played Scurrilous Sentry. I kind of want to pump this Terramander. What if I draw Mountain and play Cranial Ram plus Terramander? No. Plains. You love to see it. All right, let's just play the Condor here and send here with my Terramander. So next turn, like I said, Mountain would be pretty nice. I mean, they still have all 3 cards in hand. If they kill the Condor, the counters go onto the Terramander unless they bounce or exile it, of course. No, they just killed it. All right. Pteramander. Sure. I can't adapt it anymore, but that's fine. And they discard a land, and they're going to hit me down to 13. I really don't think I'm going to win this, but if I draw a mountain here, I can go Pteramander plus... Oh, at least the mindless conscription came afterwards. Pteramander plus Imskir. Oh, Cursed Marauder is actually decent too. So let's go land. Well, do I want to play a land? Am I just giving up and sacking the bauble? Let's see. Pteramander. I won't be able to do anything. All right, I think I have to sack the bauble here, because drawing a red would be really nice. If I draw a red, I could be in this. Psychic Frog is a beast, though. What a good card. Okay. Mountain, because then I can play Cranial Ram plus a Cursed Marauder. That Plains would have been the mountain. All right. Well, I will Cursed Marauder it up then. And they're at 17. Sack the Accursed Marauder. Land. Could equip this, deal an extra 2. Just play another Pteramander. And smash for 4 here. They're at 13. I mean, I guess what I can try to do is race here, even if it doesn't seem very likely. Okay, they have their Cephalid Coliseum is on, so they can draw cards. So now their zombie is going to be a 6/6. Yeah, they have a sick blue-black deck. Really, it's the Psychic Frog. Like, Psychic Frog is just... They played a 2-drop that's drawed them an extra card every turn. And while it's only hitting for 1 right now, that could just change in a second here. Jeez, okay. I guess I'm almost dead here. 10, they can hit me for 12. All right. And they draw a card, why not? Well, I guess I need a chump blocker. All right. That'll do it for me. I like my deck, but I just got murdered. Let's see if we can do a little better. All right. Let's see if we get Psychic Frogged. Okay, here. Ooh, I like this hand. I guess I'm just going to crack the Seething Landscape on turn 1 for a mountain. And then turn 2 Ram, turn 3 Pteramander. We'll see where it ends up. I've got a Boggart Trawler as well, or Boggart Trawler if I need to use it. I think it's better to go tap land into Ram than play turn 1 Pteramander here. Let's crack Seething Landscape. Montaña. Into turn 2 Cursed Wombat. Okay, I haven't seen a black-green tokens deck do its thing, and you know what? I don't wish to. It's a Cursed Marauder, and then turn 3 I can just play Ram plus Pteramander. Not very close to Iron Eater, but we're getting there. Oh, look at them. They zigged and zagged here. All right, Cranial Ram, Therium Pteramander, and this is going to get played as a land for sure. I mean, I could Crabomination off the Ram in 2 turns, but I probably want to just play Wormcoil Larva and then crab off that. That sounds pretty good. Ooh, Arcbound Condor. It's a dangerous card. A very dangerous card. I'm going to equip the Pteramander. Play the land tapped. I guess I'll attack. The problem with blocking is they just move the Ram onto the Condor. And I wanted to move the Ram so that this thing didn't get picked off by their Arcbound Condor. They still might be able to if they play 2 artifacts, but this makes me a little less scared of that. And then next turn I'll play Wormcoil Larva, and then the turn after that I maybe just hardcast Crabomination. Or I could play Imskir Iron Eater. Oh, Lethal Throwdown. Oh, okay. That's an aggressive use of that card, though they do get to draw a card because it was a modified creature. They have 2 cards in hand. I mean, I'm going to take 5 in the air here, but Wormcoil Larva is pretty good. All right, and so is Refurbished Familiar, but let's just get the larva out first. And then next turn, if I don't draw a land, I'm probably casting the crab off the Wormcoil Larva. Oh, they have a spell. Are they going to like Galvanic Discharge? Oh, Ghostfire Slice. All right, well, because I have a multicolored permanent, funny. Still gets me two things. I can actually generate mana by playing Refurbished Familiar and then Crab off the Familiar. Though I don't really want to play the Refurbished Familiar because I want to get the card out of their hand with the Crab. So they killed my Lifelinker. Yeah. Let's emerge. Sacking Cranial Ram. Okay, Crab. Do your thing. What did I hit? An Ooze, a Lethal Throwdown. Oh, I'm just going to play Lethal Throwdown. Targeting Arcbound Condor. Honestly, I think I sacked the Crabomination. Because they're going to modular their Frogmere, so now they have a 7/7, but I have a 1/2 Death Toucher. So, okay, it's 1/2 Death Touch versus 7/7, but I'm about to kind of pop off next turn. I can play 2 Refurbished Familiars, and if they don't have a card in hand, I just get to draw a card. So that much is pretty nice. All right, yeah, you got a 9/8. And they didn't trade, which makes sense, but now... oh, man, look at this. Refurbished Familiar. Oh, I guess I can't cast all 3. Unless I draw a Swamp. Actually, if I draw a Swamp off this one, I can cast one more. Oh, that was sick. Oh, and then Essence Reliquary. And now I can play Imscure Iron Eater. I draw X cards and lose X life, so I would draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. All right. Let's do that. Oh, I guess I didn't really tap my mana. Great. Send, and I think I'm just going to play the Dross Claw. I kind of want to just have a chump blocker and play in case they kill the 1/2. Though maybe Terramander was better because it would have done more damage. All right, yeah, I should have played Terramander. I guess I would level that one up pretty quickly. So this sacks an artifact, deals 4 damage to any target. Oh. Yeah, I mean, that also adds up pretty quickly. Oh. Let's just destroy the Frogmere. I'm at 7. I just attack with everything, I think. They've got a block here. And then this puts them to 2. Yeah, Essence Reliquary. All right, Bogart Bog, come back. Not that I'm going to play this card. I just kind of wanted to do it for value. Oof. All right, Crabomination barely got us out of that one. It was just a 6-mana kill spell is all it was. Oh, and they discarded a card. Oh, they get to draw 2 here. I'm at 7, though, so I don't think they're going to easily be able to kill me. Another Wombat into a Dream Drinker Vampire. And boom, now 1/1. All right, time for game 3 here. I'm on the draw. Yeah, I guess I will keep this. I keep wanting another mountain in my deck. I might have to cut a Plains for a mountain here. Game 1 I might have lost no matter what, just because Psychic Frog was that good. But having a mountain earlier would have given me a much better chance. And this game I'm also looking for one. I just think these cards are important enough that I really don't want to hesitate too long. Right on time, I drew a Plains too. It's perfect. Reckless Pyro Surfer. Okay, get in there. Retrofitted Transmagrant. If I had that a turn earlier, would have been nice. Though this is actually still pretty good because I can just turn 3, go Transmogrant, Refurbished Familiar. So that's not too bad. Oh. Wow, they're losing all their Battlecry equity unless they play another Haster this turn. It'd be sick if they had another Haster. No, they have Renin 6? Or just 6, rather. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, Crabomination is great. So let's play Retrofitter, play Refurbished Familiar, and then I'm going to Crabomination them off of the Familiar when I get an opportunity to do so. They discarded... Oh, man, they're going to get to play... This is sick. They can play Skittering Precursor, and then... Oh, no, they can't get their Wooded Foothills back. So I guess they had to play the Wooded Foothills. They didn't have that many other lands, I wouldn't imagine. Because Fetch lands plus this card is a combo, or a combo. Oh. Wow, they hit those. Yeah, I mean, I could crab them. Yeah, I've got to just crab them. I can't block. I really do want to block there, but Crabomination is just way too important here. So let's hit with the Refurbished Familiar. Emerge from the Familiar. They also have some big stuff in their graveyard. Can I hit like one of their big things? Ooh, that looks like I got something kind of big. Oh, Wither and Bloom, expanding. Oh man, I didn't hit either of those. A beating. But I didn't hit a land either. So what do I want to cast of these? I guess Wither and Bloom. The problem with Wither and Bloom is it puts it back in their graveyard, which is like kind of annoying. I could just get Expanding Ooze. I think I just will. Because if they attack with 6, I just get to kill it now. So, yeah. Not killing the precursor was a little bit unfortunate there. They get an Eldrazi spawn token. All right. But they don't really have good attacks here. Touche. Interesting. Okay. They milled and got a land back. Well, what do they have? I don't know. I guess I'll see. Block run in 6. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. I thought I could be in trouble, but Crabomination did it again. And let's get to the next game. All right. Battle here. Nice little 2-1 start. Let's see if we can improve that to 3-1. Opponent goes first. Ooh, I like this hand. Oh, I needed to swap this Plains for a mountain. All right. Let's see if I remember after this game. Funnily enough, it would also be better as a swamp here, but that's okay. Okay. Contaminated Landscape. Island. That's my guess. It's my official guess. Nope. Swamp. Interesting. Insight's not a good draw. Really what I want to see are creatures, or artifacts more specifically. All right, Draw's Claw is great, because now I can go turn 3 Familiar. And this card is really strong. If you just have one artifact in play, it's already a pretty good deal. And clearly it can get much better than that. Okay, Evolution Witness is a fine card. All right, let's go Refurbished Familiar. Discard a card. Oh man, I need a swamp so badly. If I draw Swamp, I can play... Oh, this is D&D lands, I think. I can play multiple Refurbished Familiars here. That would be ideal. What do I discard here? I might just discard a Refurbished Familiar because I kind of want to play Eviscerator's Insight. My other cards are pretty good. So I think I am going to go... Hold on. Yeah, let's attack with the Draw's Claw. Really? Oh, I don't want to let them trade here. I'll sack the token. Draw 2. I guess I'll equip now. Wow. I have a lot of really efficient black cards in hand if I can just draw another land. I mean, their Evolution Witness wants to get back Refurbished Familiar, I guess, is the idea. Okay, that is going to be a swamp at some point here. Let's play Seething Landscape. And I think I'll just play another Refurbished Familiar. Seems fine. I'm going to Crabomination them next turn. So I don't want to make them discard too many cards. Let's see. They have Gravedigg and Colossal Dread Mask. So I'm going to get their last card. That's nice. I don't really care. The Dread Mask is good, but I think beatable still. We'll see what I can crab into. Do I want to crab before attacking, I guess is the question. You know, drawing a swamp would have been good there too. Let's attack first. I assume they're going to block the 3/2. All right, and then, oh, I don't even need to sack anything for the crab. I can just cast it because there's no reason to sack if I don't have to. All right, let's get their last card. It's a land. Breaker of Creation? Sure, I'll take that. Yeah, Crabomination is quite the card. I spent 6 mana, I got a Crabomination and a Breaker of Creation. And I gained 1,000,000 life. They can't even attack me here. All right. I mean, they get to get back a Refurbished Familiar, I guess. And make me discard a Drossclaw here. Sure. Next turn, I've got Consuming Corruption, Arcbound Condor, Chthonian Nightmare. Yeah, I mean, let's send. I think I send with these 3. Making them sack lands is going to make it so their Colossal Dreadmask re-equipping is pretty awkward. I mean, oh, are they not? Oh, they're double blocking Breaker of Creation. Wait. Oh, no, sorry. They're blocking like that. Okay, so, yeah, that's fine. And then I think I just Consuming Corruption. They're 6/6. I don't know. Seems like that's probably better than not. And then I'll crack the Shattered Landscape for a swamp here. Funnily enough, it might have worked out better to sack the Drossclaw to the crab 2 turns ago so I could sack Shattered Landscape. I also probably should have equipped Drossclaw, but, you know, whatever. I can't get anything back with the Nightmare, funnily enough. Let's just play Condor and equip. And then if they draw a land, they're going to equip with the Dread Mask. Though they managed to sack their only green, which kind of awkward for them. They should have just sacked the Foreboding Landscape, I think, because now they could have equipped Dread Mask this turn. It wouldn't have really been much better given that I have Felder Profane in hand, but it is just kind of funny. Emperor of Bones? Okay, let's just do that. This seems absurd. All right. I'm going to exile Crabomination. What? It never gave me a... Very nice, Arena. Very nice. All right, that's fine. I think I'll still be able to win, but like it was supposed to... I was trying to figure out how to set a... I guess I just needed to go to full control. Yeah, all right. Let's just end this farce. They get to target my Condor, it doesn't matter. And now I learned something about Emperor of Bones that I need to make sure I've got full control going. And bam, we ranked up very nicely. All right. Let's see here what Soren's got for me. I didn't switch the mountain or the plains. It's okay, it doesn't matter here. Well, Spymaster's Vault is going to cost me being able to play a turn 1 Terramander, unless I draw a mountain or a swamp on the draw, I guess. But I still think it will be decent. It's not like I needed to get the Terramander out right away anyway. And, I mean, this hand is totally fine. Plus, it's got Sir Crabbington. Oh, there we go. Spymaster's Vault. Free as a bird. Oh, they have the Galvanic Discharge. Pretty good deal for them. They get to kill my thing and get 2 energy. Into a Conduit Goblin? Oof, okay. This could be tricky. I need to live long enough to get this Wormcoil Larva into play. Let's get plains here. I mean, I assume they're gonna play a creature this turn. Arena of Glory? Yeah, they are going hard. If they play a creature and then hit me with both, it's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh, Indebted Spirit. Well, that one's not so bad, I guess. Oh, Refurbished Familiar? Okay. Well, that sets up the crab. Refurbished Familiar. Such a good card. They discard a card. And right now they're... Oh, wow. Their graveyard is Discharge Dog Umbra. So as things currently stand when I crab here, assuming they don't kill my Refurbished Familiar, which I don't think they're necessarily going to be in a hurry to do, I'll get a removal spell off of the thing. Oh, They're exerting to play Nyxborn Unicorn. They could have just given it haste with the Goblin. That was a... Yeah, they exerted for nothing there. It's okay. Crabomination was going to end the game anyway. Take some damage. Sir Crabbington. Get a card out of your hand. Shoink. Ghost Fireblade off the top. Dog Umbra. And oh! Voltstorm Angel. Yeah, I guess I'll just get that instead. Sounds great to me. And then next turn, I can play Wormcoil Larva. They can attack me with some creatures. It doesn't look like it's going to be very effective. And play Sheltering Landscape. Wormcoil Larva. Yeah, I'll take action. And I'll give this Vigilance and Lifelink, and I'll attack with these 3. If they want to double block the crab, they can do that. They go to 6, I go to 15. Crabomination and Refurbished Familiar, just how we're winning every single game. Skirter of Gremlins is great, but not going to do it here. And look, they had a Galvanic Discharge, Dog Umbra, Conduit Goblin. Like, they just had a very good red-white draw, and just turn 4 Crabomination just ended things. I mean, does it even... Yeah, it barely works to attack here. All right, oh, they're at 6. 15. Oh, I can just take it and not give them a spirit, and then they're just dead with Terramander here. And no reason to waste time. Boom! That'll do it. A very nice start here. Let's keep the train rolling. All right. Battling against Fearsome Ajani. Opponent goes first here. I didn't switch the land again. This hand looks fine. What am I going to do here? I've got 2 different semi-tapped lands. I've also got a Bauble and a Refurbished Familiar. Let's see what I draw on turn 1. But I guess I'm leaning towards... Oh yeah, now I'm definitely just going to go and get my mountain here. And next turn, I can go Vexing Bauble plus Galvanic Discharge. Oh, there's a Chthonian Nightmare as well. I'm just going to do this now. The reason I want to do this now is I want to play Bauble this turn so I can play Refurbished Familiar on turn 3. If they just go land, attack for 2, pass... It just seems a lot worse. Well, that's kind of a disaster, but that's okay. We'll play Refurbished Familiar. And then next turn, I can play Condor off this Boggart Trawler. And then next turn, if I draw a land, I can play the Iron Eater. But kind of wish I had saved Galvanic Discharge. If I didn't have a curve that required me to tap out, wouldn't have done that, but it didn't seem like it made sense to do it the other way. Well, that's not that scary, so that's fine. Ooh. I mean, I do like Refurbished Familiar, but I'm going to play the Condor first. I mean, if I draw a land next turn, it's actually insane. I can just play Iron Eater and Refurbished Familiar. All right, smash. All right, land, please. There we go, land. Refurbished Familiar. I mean, whatever, I'll -1/-1 the Snapping Void Craw, but that doesn't really matter. They get onto 1 card in hand, and then I play this and draw 2, lose 2. Yeah, this is pretty good. No attacks. Now, drawing that cheap artifacts after the fact, yeah, it's a little annoying, but on the other hand, I have a Condor in play, so that's also going to be pretty good. Okay. Titan's Vanguard. I'm at 11. I can throw these familiars for 4 each. I can also throw the Condor. I think I'm just going to trade for their flyer here. And I've got some good ground blockers. Okay, Seething Landscape. Let's actually draw a card here with this trinket. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is really nice. So now I'm going to play the retrofitted transmogrant, shrink something, and I don't think I need to fell the profane right now. Well, it depends. What am I doing to that meddler? That petrifying meddler. I'm at 6. I think actually, maybe I just do this. Kill the Titan's Vanguard. Just attack them for 8. And then I can just chump the petrifying meddler, go to 4 off the Void Craw maybe. Chthonian Nightmare has been a little awkward in some of these games, but I have Galvanic Discharge to make more energy. Okay, they top decked a removal spell. So it goes. I thought I had a pretty good shot there, but I mean, I was winning by a lot actually, because if they attack, then I get to attack them back, play another chump blocker, but I did run the risk of a removal spell, and that's exactly what they drew. Unfortunate. Let's go to the next. However, I will swap out a mountain, and besides the Cursed Marauders and Terramanders, this, I mean, the Chthonian Nightmare also is good if I can bounce it with Essence Reliquary. Maybe I do want Solstice Zealot as like a little bit more interaction. But what do I want to cut, though? See, that's the problem. Oh, I also have Emperor of Bones to get back. All right, yeah, this seems fine. All right, let's get in there. I feel like I can close this out. All right. Battling against what looks like a Blitzcrank, but I guess that's not actually that. Opponents on the play. Look, this is the mountain I sided in. Perfect. I'm going to go turn 1 Bauble. I don't really want to sack it on turn 2. I'd rather just draw like a Drossclaw or something. Or I would take another Refurbished Familiar if we're taking requests. Also, Pyretic Rebirth getting back Familiar is pretty cool. What can Bauble hit? I guess the Flares in this format can be played for 0 mana. Oh, I've got to make sure I don't have Bauble in play. Ooh, another Refurbished Familiar. When I play Crabomination. Okay, that's a good one to keep in mind. I could totally get myself there. Any Terramander, Drossclaw, any cheap artifact here would be quite welcome. If I don't draw a land, let's see, what am I going to do? Oh, they're going to get a Twisted Riddle Keeper, unless they're short on mana, in which case maybe they'll get one of the other two, but my guess is the Riddle Keeper seems like the most likely. Oh no, they got the Dryad. All right, well, I guess that's fine. I guess let's just sack this and get a Plains here. All right, pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, a cheap play would have been nice, but drawing a land does mean I get to keep the Boggart Trawler as a creature, which could be fine. I assume they're playing this thing this turn, unless they have a Void Craw. I mean, they could go Mountain Writhing Chrysalis, I guess, but that doesn't seem as likely. All right. Nightshade Dryad, pass the turn. It's time to do some refurbishing. So one advantage of playing Boggart Trawler there as a land would have been that if I drew Swamp exactly, I could go Refurbished Familiar plus Consuming Corruption on the Nightshade Dryad. But let's just play the Refurbished Familiar. We'll start there. Next turn I can play a 2-mana Familiar and maybe an Eviscerator's Insight, or just crack the Vexing Bauble. They didn't crack the Seething Landscape, so they might just be blue-green. But they already have colorless from the Spawn and the Dryad. But if they're just blue-green, they don't need red, then I think it makes sense to just keep a colorless land in play. Or they have like Echoes of Eternity or some expensive colorless card. Okay, destroy target artifact. Wow. Into Planar Genesis? That was a dream turn for me. They didn't do anything. They are ramping to something big here, but I have Pyretic Rebirth. I might just go Pyretic Rebirth, kill your Nightshade Dryad here. It sounds pretty good. Not drawing swamps being so awkward here, because, yeah, I'll still play the mountain, though. Let's go Pyretic Rebirth. Get back that, kill the Nightshade Dryad. And then next turn, even if I don't draw a black source, I can play Trawler, and I can go double Familiar here. So I'm going to be pinching them on resources. They do get to play an Eldrazi this turn if they have like a medium to large one. But what could they even play here? I mean, I guess if they play like Depth Defiler, draw 2. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Draw 2, discard 1. They're going to be at 1 card in hand at the end of this, and they still don't have mana for like the big Eldrazi. Oh, Flare of Cultivation. Can't play that one for free. Swamp. Yeah. I mean, playing the Trawler as a land is not that bad. And let's see what they got. Don't think too hard. You're going to have to discard another one. Boggart Bog, pay 3 life, play another Familiar. Okay, they discarded their 7-drop. Maybe keeping a land in a 7-drop, and then they discarded Nyxborn Hydra. I'm a little scared. I kind of don't want them to draw a land here because it feels like there's a decent chance they kept a strong 7, but we'll see. Oh, they kept a draw 3. Yeah, that makes sense. Draw 3 is pretty good against all my discard. All right. Now there's a swamp. Sack the Bauble to draw. Maybe I'll draw Crabomination or something. Seething Landscape. Play Arcbound Condor. I just don't need to cast Eviscerator's Insight yet. And attack for 4. Okay, next turn I have Consuming Corruption for 3 and Eviscerator's Insight. They're not cracking their lands. Yeah, I think they're just straight blue-green from what I can see. Pretty good blue-green deck. Looks very solid. Double Planar Genesis, all that. Okay, so I am going to get Warped Tuskered. Sure. Okay. Need to find Crabomination or Imskir Iron Eater. Now I find all my swamps. Let's play the Seething Landscape, I think. Pass the turn. I mean, the Insight is gonna be good here, especially if they play like a fight spell or something pre-combat. If they just slam like a giant Eldrazi, this is the part of the game where I'm definitely gonna lose because I got a bunch of refurbished familiars going, but they played a bunch of card draw. So block like this. Actually, yeah. I'm just going to sack the Condor, target the Familiar, because I still win the fight. And if they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. Okay. No. I mean, I get to flashback Insight if I need to. I think I am going to flashback Insight sacking the other Familiar here. All right, Dranyard Lurker. All right, Essence Reliquary, it is time for you to shine. Okay, sack this. I feel good, though. Can I get a Crabomination? There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. So how am I going to do this? Let's start with land 3, 6, 8 mana. Let's just play Crabomination, leaving black up. Yeah, that sounds good. My Vexing Bauble is gone. And let's hit something good, shall we? Something big. Oh, I actually should have left a colorless up maybe instead of... Yeah, I should have left a Seething Landscape up maybe, in case I hit Depth Defiler. All right, what do we got? Any big Eldrazi? An Eldrazi Ravager, Unfathomable Truths. I kind of think it's just Unfathomable Truths here. I also don't really want Eldrazi Ravager to be in their graveyard. And then now I can play a retrofitted Transmogrant. Yeah, this game looks like it's actually going to be pretty easy to win from here. I have Essence Reliquary plus Crabomination going, and I've got some chump blockers here. I'm at 11. Like, can they even attack? Yeah, they can't even attack with Warp Tusker. Just chump with the Transmogrant. Let's see what they play here. I mean, obviously, if they play an Emrakul or an Ulamog or something, I could be in trouble. Wumpus Aberration. No, that's really not going to do it. Okay. So let's try to stabilize before... Like, I could tap all my mana to just crab them again, but that doesn't sound as good as going, like, Wormcoil Larva plus Fel to Profane. And... actually, I could attack. No, I'm just going to pass. I've got a really good... I feel like I've got a good setup here. Because right now, I could have cast Fel to Profane to kill the Warp Tusker, but we kind of have the game on lock. I mean, I've got a big removal spell. Like, we're outpowering Eldrazi here. Like, that's kind of the idea. I get to... I mean, eventually I could even Essence Reliquary back the Nightmare multiple times to, like, recur some of my bigger things. But honestly, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to Essence Reliquary the Crabomination once, and they're going to concede. We'll see. They have a fight spell here. That's really not going to work out well for them. 3, 7, 5, 8, 11. They're one short of Emrakul, but... Oh, Nyxborn Hydra on the Drownyard Lurker. Okay. 13 Trample. Do you want to send in the Wumpus too? The Humpus Wumpus? All right, let's just Fel to Profane that. Their Hydra falls off as a 6/6, or 6/7, but that, like I said, that's not really going to do the trick either. Land. All right, it's time. It is time. Essence Reliquary. Get back Crabomination. Cast Crabomination. Leaving a mountain up for Galvanic Discharge. I don't even need to sack anything here. All right, Nyxborn Hydra, get in there. I mean, it's fine. I don't really... There's not much I need to happen here. They still can't Eldrazi me or Emrakul me. I don't think that they would win with another Nyxborn Hydra, a third one, but it would be maybe closer. Okay. This doesn't trample, so I'll block there. And Crab plus this thing will block Wumpus Aberration, and this will block the Nyxborn Hydra. They can kill my Crab. It's not going to be gone for long, I'm afraid. Next turn I can go Chthonian Nightmare, bounce it with Reliquary, Chthonian Nightmare, sack the token, get back the Crab. Alright, those all die. We both get some things. And what you got here? Corrupted Shapeshifter. Yeah, that's one I would just generally not want to put in my deck if I was Eldraziing. Like, none of the modes are good. What do I want to cast Galvanic Discharge end of turn? Just to make energy? I don't think so. Let's go Chthonian Nightmare. I'm going to just crab them to death. It's great. Make 3 energy. Get back Chthonian Nightmare. Make 3 more energy. Alright. Pay 6. Get Crabomination back. Sack the spawn. Crab you. Hit land. And Flare of Cultivation, sure. I'll get 2 more swamps. And play a swamp, and now I have enough mana for a big Consuming Corruption too. I'm just going to play Chthonian Nightmare. And I don't think I have anything I want to get back with that. So let's just... yeah, I mean, I should attack with the Refurbished Familiar, and I think, no, I'll just chill. I don't know. Maybe I should attack. They're at 9 cards. I guess Emrakul and like itself is kind of a reason to attack. Oh, maybe I should have brought back the Transmogrant in order to get some energy here. I don't know. Let's bounce the crab. Let's play the crab. Crabomination. I've never crabbed someone this many times. It's great. All right, what do we hit? Nyxborn Hydra, Null Drifter. How many? I have 10 cards left? Okay, I can cast a Null Drifter. Oh, wow, they drew a counterspell, so it's like the one card they can't even cast. Oh, this is just really... I'm having a blast here. All right, Cranial Ram. And Arena tapped my mana really terribly because it doesn't like tapping these colorless lands. Put these on the Lifelinker. And I guess I'll play an Accursed Marauder while I'm at it. Oh, and then I can sack the Marauder, and then I can get back the Marauder with Chthonian Nightmare here. Get back Accursed Marauder, sack the Death Toucher. I don't really need that one anymore. We're getting to live the dream. This is what this deck does, right? Sack the Marauder. And I guess send. Oh, well. This deck was fun. We still got more games, but this game was great. I mean, they didn't even sack their token. Not that it really matters. 4, 8, 10. Yeah, I guess they could try to Ulamog me, but Snapping Voidcraw will not do it. And that's another dub here. Ranking up. All right, 5-2. See if we can close it out strong. All right. Battling against My Little Pony. I could not tell you which one. I'm on the play. Oh, Crabomination? Check. Swamps? Check. Retrofitting Transmogrant? Well, you know what we're missing? We're missing a Refurbished Familiar, but we'll get there on that. Ooh, Spymaster's Vault. Yeah, again, I guess I'll play that. Because I want to play Emperor of Bones anyways. Though... Actually, I guess I should have played Swamp. I guess it's not going to end up mattering here too much, but... actually don't need to sack the Seething Landscape anymore. I don't need double red. Oh, no, I should have still played it, I guess, to sack for black. I don't know. Because I could get a tapped Swamp and still do the thing. All right. I'm going to Consuming Corruption them. For 2, I think, because I can, yeah, because let's go Consuming Corruption, nug that for 2, draw. Do I want to just play the Boggart Trawler? I kind of wanted to Emperor of Bones here. Because let's adapt this. Oh, I'm such an idiot. All right, well, I forgot. I needed to do that first. I mean, it's looking pretty good, but I obviously should have gotten to hit them with a Serum Visionary as well and draw a card. So, Emperor of Bones, I'm 0 for 2 on using this thing correctly. Let's hope they don't kill it here. Kozilek's Unsealing. Wow, all right. I mean, they're going to take some damage here. And then I'm going to play Refurbished Familiar. And I can Crabomination next turn, which is pretty nice. And they can, I mean, I guess at best they play like a Petrifying Meddler, get two Eldrazi tokens. Oh, Thought Not Seer. Wow. Okay. There goes my Crabomination. Pretty good. Did not expect to get Thought Not Seared out of blue-red. Huh. Okay, I mean, I still kind of think we're doing fine here. I think I attack with the Transmogrant. No, because I think they're going to block the Emperor of Bones with a token anyway. Oh, they're going to block with the Thought Knot? Okay. That works for me. And then go to 4, and then I'm going to refurbish them again, and then Trawler. Yeah. Emperor of Bones is a confusing card. Let's just put it that way. All right, they go to 4. I get to draw a card here. Another oh, a Dross Claw? Hold on. Dross Claw. I think I'd rather do that. Because then I can also connive here. Make you discard, and then 2 creatures died. Okay, Spymaster's Vault. Let's just put this on the refurbished familiar. And I think I discard Trawler and Larva because Cranial Ram looks just awesome here. All right, they're at 4. They've got to do something pretty good. They're set up for a big play here. Maybe like a Twisted Riddle Keeper, the 5/5 that taps 2 things. That could do something. They could play like a Drownyard Lurker, then they just die to the flyers. I guess they could play a Warp Tusker. They don't have to just be blue-red. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to leave a red up for Galvanic Discharge, and then I'm going to kill them with my 2 refurbished familiars. They can kill one, but I'm going to Cranial Ram the other. Okay. Oh, and they had Detective's Phoenix to make it a flyer. With Vigilance. Okay. That's pretty sick. I mean, it's not going to work, but that is pretty sick. All right, Cranial Ram. Equip on Refurbished Familiar. Play a Vexing Bauble, why not? And boom! 6 and 2. Let's get that last win, shall we? All right. The last game here, the Karn Mirror. I'm on the play with... Oh, I have an opportunity here. Maybe this time I'll use Emperor of Bones correctly. But don't hold your breath. Do I want to play Cranial Ram or Dross Claw first? Or Emperor, but I think Cranial Ram, because I don't want to adapt the Emperor yet anyway. And I'm going to just play Dross Claw next turn. If they don't have a 2-drop, well, that's a pretty good 2. Okay, this is not exactly what I expected. Guess they're taking either the Sentry or the colorless land. Yep. All right. Scurrilous Sentry it is. Spymaster's Vault, not so bad. Let's play Dross Claw. Sadly, they didn't mill a big creature for Emperor of Bones. That would be nice. Next turn, I hope they go land Sentry. Oh, I don't like that, but the good news about the Writhing Chrysalis is it costs them a token, and then a Cursed Marauder is actually a pretty good way to deal with it. So let's go Cursed Marauder, sack it, and then Emperor of Bones. Beginning of combat. All right, let's exile the Writhing Chrysalis and attack for 4. All right, land is a good draw, and I can cast most of the spells in my deck. I mean, I guess I can't cast Imscure or Crabomination. I can cast almost everything else. I mean, I have a Wormcoil in my hand I can't cast, obviously, but adapting Emperor Bones and putting Writhing Chrysalis into play isn't that good because you don't actually get the thing. What I might do is I just put... Here, I'll have to full control it, but I can put a Cursed Marauder into play. Oh, Cursed Marauder is so good in this deck. It's just a very good card. Non-token and just 2 mana is pretty nice. No, I wanted to do some things. Oh, they're sacking both their tokens to play the Sentry? All right. That's ambitious. Or aggressive, rather. Maybe not ambitious. We'll see. They should They probably have to discard a non-land in order to set up a good block here. Oh, they discard a land, and I drew a land, so I can just go Wormcoil Larva, attack with the Cranioram. Really? Okay, that's wild. Why are we trading your 2/3 menace that grows for a germ token? I can just move the Cranioram. I mean, Wormcoil Larva is pretty good. So is the Crab Father. All right. I'm going to play Crabomination. I guess I'll sack the Drossclaw. And let's see what I hit here. Breathe Your Last, Scurrilous Sentry, Swamp. Scurrilous Sentry. No, that doesn't actually seem as good as Breathe Your Last. Let's just kill that. Because now if they trade their Death Toucher for the Wormcoil, which makes kind of sense, then I get to have... They just have a 2/1 lifelink, and I have Crab plus Cranioram plus Consuming Corruption and Spymaster's Vault. We'll get some good conniving going here soon. Okay. Did a pretty good job drawing Crabomination there. I'm happy about that. Another Writhing Chrysalis. All right. Curse Marauder is the stones. All right, a Curse Marauder. Get that Chrysalis out of here. It's the hard counter, except they still get 2 tokens. But still, it is very good. Okay, sack the Marauder. And I could connive for 2, or I could equip Cranioram. Let's just attack. And I'm going to connive with the Spymaster's Vault. But I'll see what they block here. Because if they put the 2/1 on the 1/2, then I'm definitely conniving. I mean, I guess I'll just connive it either way and just hope to hit 1 spell out of my top 2. Because if I hit a spell, then I get to... Well, I guess I'll just discard the 2 lands then, because it doesn't help. Well, unfortunate. I mean, I think I'm still in great shape here. Given that I'm at 26, they're at 10. They have 2 cards in hand and 2 tokens. And a Wither and Bloom in their graveyard. I have a 5/5, a 1/2, and then this Cranioram, which is going to start doing stuff. Plus, Spymaster's Vault means I'm going to find some good stuff here pretty soon. Consuming Corruption, I wouldn't mind discarding. That one's probably getting discarded. I guess if they just kill my Crabomination, things get a little worse. Would have been really nice to draw a spell of the top 2, because I would have just had a 4/3 lifelink in play as well, but you know. So it goes. They have a like Pyretic Rebirth or something. They have a Wormcoil Larva. Oh, Gravedigg. Yeah, not as bad as Pyretic Rebirth, but still pretty good. The Wormcoil is going to be pretty hard to grind through. Oh, Essence Reliquary. There we go. All right, so let's go Cranioram. Equip. Play Essence Reliquary. Attack with these 2. I assume they're going to at least chump the 5/5. And I think what I'm going to do is just bounce the Crabomination after combat. I'm not going to attack with it next turn. It keeps it safe from removal. Oh, they have Galvanic Discharge. All right. Yeah, they had some stuff, but I think Reliquary Crab is just going to get them. And part of the reason I want to do it here, if I don't draw a land next turn, I'll use the Reliquary on one of my lands so I can cast Crabomination. All right. As long as I don't get Thought-Knot Seared here, I feel like we're going to close this game. We're going to close this draft out exactly in the most fitting way, which is looping Crabomination with Essence Reliquary. I guess I don't have to bounce my land, but it's okay. Crabomination. Let's see. What did we get? Skoa Embermage. Yeah, I'll do that. Embermage. Nug the Wormcoil. Start splitting that into its components. And then I'm just going to bounce the crab now. Again, so they don't kill it. It's so much more likely they have a removal spell than a targeted discard spell, because I can even discard Consuming Corruption first. And if they can't play both their cards here... Okay, they did get to play both their cards, and now they can even put a +1/+1 counter on their lifelinker. And they can make a bit of an effort here, but it is not going to work. I'm at 24. I'm going to take 6 here, sure. And I'm just going to keep Crabominating them. Crabomination. Okay, I didn't hit land. I hit Galvanic Discharge and Malevolent Rumble. Let's Galvanic Discharge the worm. Paying 2 energy. I'm going to play the Fell the Profane as a land because I have the Reliquary anyway. I'm at 18, they're at 13. Well, I'll just bounce the Crabomination. I don't really think that goes too wrong. Also, next turn, because I played my land, I can go Crab, bounce a Swamp, replay it, Consuming Corruption if I really need to. Ooh, they made it a 4/4 flyer? All right. I mean, a Swamp makes that not an issue anyway. All right, let's just play Crabomination. Hit land and land. All right, I'll play Terramander. And I'm at 13. Yeah, I'll bounce the crab again. I'm not attacking with it into the Death Toucher. I don't mind taking an extra point of damage here. If I draw a Swamp and I Consuming Corruption the zombie, then that like pretty much ends that threat. And even if I don't, I can go Crab plus equip Cranial Ram to the Terramander. It can block flyers. So they have put up some resistance. If they play a big creature here, oh, they can get a 3-drop back? What can they get? Oh, nothing. Okay. That's not so bad. All right, now I can just play this land. Okay, this leaves double black up. Sure. Crabomination. Oh, that's not a land. That is not a land. Writhing Chrysalis. Okay, that should do it. And let's bounce the crab once more. And equip Cranial Ram on the Terramander. And pass the turn. They can't even get me with the Sundering Eruption here. Scurrilous Sentry. So I guess if they draw a 3-drop creature, they can get it back with Nightmare. Oh, they can. They don't have enough mana to double Nightmare. But, well, they can get it back and then recast it. Oh yeah, so then they can cast Nightmare and they can get back a 4-drop creature with Nightmare now. They can get back their other Writhing Chrysalis. Okay. They're, if they wanted to. Death Toucher. They might want to attack with their 4/4. No, alright, I'll take one. Draw. I have a lot of mana. Let's Crabomination to start with. They have 9 cards left in their deck. Alright, what do we get? Wormcoil Larva and Eldrazi Linebacker. Let's just get the Wormcoil Larva. Leave the Linebacker exiled. I don't want to mess with that getting put into play. And then... No, I don't have 4 swamps yet. I think I'll just crab them again here. Seems pretty reasonable. Sacking the Wormcoil Larva. And getting Wormcoil Larva back. All right. And pass the turn. They can do some Nightmaring now, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. And like at best, they can try to get up to getting Skoa Embermage, but really all they can bring back is a 4-drop. It uses all their energy. I guess they can sack a creature to put a land into play. That doesn't really seem like it does much. All right, I'm going to want to put Cranial Ram on Wormcoil Larva and get a good attack in next turn. Ooh, Gravedigg. Oh yeah, they couldn't. They just made a zombie because they're going to get crab next turn. All right. Oh, finally. All right, let's go Seething Landscape. Let's go get a swamp. Consuming Corruption, this thing. I think I might not Crabomination them this turn. Okay, yeah, they don't... I don't gain life, but let's equip Cranial Ram onto Wormcoil Larva. And then attack with Pteramander and Wormcoil Larva. And they don't have any Scions left, so I'm going to gain the life. I'm at 16 now. Yeah. Oh, I lied. I'm gonna crab them, I think. Yeah, I've got some Scion tokens. Let's just cast it with the tokens. Okay. Oh, I get some counters on my Writhing Chrysalis too. Why not? Crabomination. Get a card. Oh, Galvanic Discharge. Sure, I'll kill the zombie token. Oh, this has been a fun deck. This has been really a blast. And now I'm at enough life that I think we're just doing totally fine here. I don't really see a way for them to get us. Kami of Jealous Thirst. I was actually going to deck them with Crabomination. I was going to get to crab them again. I guess I couldn't crab them twice in the same turn, but let's take a look. This thing is just it's just really a delight. So we got to 7 wins here, and I got a bunch of stuff that I have no idea what that even is. I mean, obviously Crabomination was the star of the show. Essence Reliquary performed well in multiple games. The refurbished familiars were awesome too. And, I mean, Prioric Rebirth was good. Felder Profane. Cranial Ram was great. Wish I had more of those. The Dross Claws and, like, the retrofitted Transmogrant and the Pteramanders, they were just okay, but they were kind of subsidizing Refurbished Nightmare and Imscure Iron Eater, with a Cursed Marauder also being excellent. So, this deck was just really good. I mean, it did have one of the better rares in the set, Crabomination. It also had Imscure Iron Eater, and I guess Chthonian Nightmare was actually mostly mid, though it was a rare. Oh, Emperor of Bones. Yeah, I had some good black rares. I mean, you don't usually want to draft black in this format, so getting cards like Crabomination, getting cards like Emperor of Bones, those are the reasons you'd end up there. But black was definitely open. The mana base was a little wonky. Maybe I should have played, like, cut one of these, like, red-white lands. I didn't draw the black-red-white land as much as the red-white lands, because there's 2 of those and only one of the other. In any case, that'll do it for today. This format it's got more depth than it might have initially looked. There's some fun stuff going on, and I mean, I don't see how you could look at that draft and not say this was a pretty fun format. So that'll do it. I appreciate you hanging out with me as I draft some Modern Horizons, and you know what? I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.